Welcome. I'm Krista Roth, a consultant on anything related to food and fuels, primarily biomass energy.
And I am Mbilizi. We are the main developers of the Chitofu 3in1. In Malawi, Chitofu means stove. 3-in-1 because it offers 3 processing methods, namely parboiling, frying, and smoking of fish in a climate-friendly way.
A request by GIZ Energizing Development got us going to develop a technology that works for people and the planet to reduce the enormous amount of 63,000 metric tons of wood per year, mostly coming from unsustainable sources.
Additionally, inadequate processing is responsible for most of the 34% post-harvest fish lost in Malawi.
We did not find appropriate technologies for frying or parboiling, and the smoking kilns were not abundant for various reasons. This massive fish loss has many negative impacts. To complement the stove, we added a drying cupboard. With a focus to reduce both post-harvest fish loss and firewood use, we applied a user-centered design model in 5 iterative steps. Following the methodology, we first created common ground with the fish processors to understand their situation and define their most pressing problems.
Putting their ideas and ours together, we drafted out some solutions for their ideal working place and then made their dream come true with the first prototypes. Therefore, we iterated the steps necessary until the solution was tested and accepted by the users.
This process avoided an extended pilot period, and we got faster to a refined and acceptable design that can be scaled up. We combined the best of 2 worlds by marrying 2 technologies whose design has matured over many years in mass distribution. The base is the institutional Mayanko stove that gives the users what they wanted, a nearly smokeless combustion and an efficient heat transfer into a pot for deep frying and parboiling so that the processing is faster and uses less firewood. We only adapted the design to fit their preferred vessel shape with a round bottom. We also sank the vessels into the stove on top of the sheltered fire to avoid cooling by the wind. We also added a basket with insulated handles so they can lift the fish out of the vessel at once. For smoking, we added an enclosure on top following the Ultima kiln design.
The users were already excited with the first joint developed prototype for parboiling and frying, so we did not have to go back to the earlier stages of the user-centered design.
The Chitofu 3in1 is unique as it gives fish processors full flexibility to choose the processing method their customers require without the need to invest into a different device for each processing method. Here's a comparison of the baseline open fire with the Chitofu 3in1. What users like most about the new technologies are the last 3 points. They can save up to 80% of the firewood, shorten their working time using 2 vessels in parallel, and the stove is safe and cool. The impact is big. Users are happy and like their cool stoves, which protect them from heat and burns. We quantified time savings when parboiling 2 basins of small usipa fish. It took 28 minutes on an open fire, 18 minutes on a cold chitofu, and only 9 minutes when the stove had heated up. The firewood savings were calculated in grams of firewood used to process 1 kg of fish. Instead of 180 grams on the open fire, the chitofu only used 35 grams, meaning saving 80% of the firewood.
More reason to be dancing.
In the case of frying, scooping the fish out at once with the basket has multiple advantages. For example, less breakages and burns of the fish, less wastage and higher recovery rate of the oil, meaning also less expenditure for oil that is much more expensive than the water for parboiling. So frying offers additional economic gains. For smoking, the curing of the fish is now delinked from the application of the smoke, giving the user full control of both heat by the rate of pushing the wood and creation of thick white smoke on demand by controlling the airflow. The trays to load the fish are easy to carry as they are just about the width of the shoulders of an adult. We can currently stack up to 8 trays in the enclosed cupboard, which allows the thick smoke to condense on the surface of the fish. This not only gives the fish an appetizing golden brown color, but also good smoke flavor, which can be adjusted to preferred intensity.
The flavor is well accepted by consumers who have started to demand Chitofu 3in1 smoked products.
Yet smoking is an art, and fuel savings greatly depend on how a kiln is used. Comparing the performance with the baseline or other kiln types is not straightforward. Many other factors like product quality, customer acceptance of taste, etc., are important. Some trials we did in 2021 give us hope to reduce fuel use further than 80% if smoking is done when the stove is already hot. But that depends on the scale of the operation.
And we have more things pending to explore.
The Chitofu principle works not only for smoking of any fish species in Malawi, but also has proven to produce other gourmet food, like in our showcase in an upmarket restaurant in Lilongwe. Where do we stand? With support by GIZ Energizing Development, we have now 11 units in communities and 4 in academic institutions for training and research. We have a user manual with standard operating procedures that can help users to realize the full potential of the Chitofu 3in1 and improve the workflow to become more productive while saving more firewood. Various stakeholders have started to engage on research around the Chitofu 3in1, but there's a lot more to be done.
This is just the beginning of a long journey.
What is the core of this success? We think it is because the users were at the center of the design process from the start. This created ownership of the design, which gives the users most of the features they had asked for, like the protection from heat, the convenience of an appropriate height, the ease of using the baskets, and a fuel they know. We help to make the stove perform to their expectations and save firewood, process faster, get a better product, and more of it, as there are less breakages.
This all results in higher profitability of the operation.
We have reason to believe that the fish processed in the Chitofu 3in1 has generally higher quality than the traditional products, and it will find a good market without a costly awareness campaign. Chitofu 3in1 is already written on a fishing boat, and Nyampesi fish products printed climate-friendly processed with Chitofu 3in1 on their packaging for parboiled usipa. The focus is now also on adoption, as it is the key to create impact, which is a product of performance times adoption times scale.
Adoption is as important as performance, because even the best stove that is not in use will not have any impact at all.
So what next? We want to integrate other methods to increase food safety, for example, to extend the shelf life of smoked products by brining and smoke drying in the smoking cupboard overnight. Hygiene could be improved by washing fish with the baskets in deeper waters and reduce the handling by placing the fish on a tray already after washing. We want to explore more the effect of the grease pan on the polyaromatic hydrocarbons that avoids that fat drips into the fire. Another area of concern is the drying during rains, as traditionally people cover the racks in black plastic, which can lead to high fish loss. Solar tents work, but they need space and their maintenance is costly, producing a lot of plastic waste. We are exploring the concept of a drying cupboard to stack the fish vertically for drying on the trays right at the beach where the airflow is highest. This could have multiple gains. No need to rent rack space, reduce the need of reeds for the racks, and help to protect the fish breeding grounds, reduce costs for maintenance and plastic waste.
It would as well reduce the exposure to heat of the operators, as they don't have to work inside the tents.
What are our plans for this year? We need more data to keep refining the designs. We need to make the business case and understand the economic viability better. The year 21 has been unusually bad for fishing industry in Malawi, as there was not much fish to process. Together with financial institutions, we want to find payment options to make the technology easily accessible so we can expand beyond the current pilot. For this, we also want to partner with the NGO Climate Friendly Food and Fuel in Malawi and with GIZ NDEF in Senegal, where the baseline is really bad and the challenge is the large amount of marine catch to be processed.
We would like to look into other elements along the fish value chain to further pursue our commitment to reduce fish loss and wood use while improving the quality and quantity of nutrition for the people who need it.
This is an example of what we think. We think the Chitofu 3in1 is ready to scale in Malawi and beyond, while the drying cupboards need user-centered refining and proof of concept. For the fish value chain from boat processing on the beach and transport to the markets, we have some ideas how to decarbonize it, not forgetting a fuel supply from sustainably managed sources.
Do we get any takers who want to partner with us?
Otherwise, thank you for your attention. Please reach out for us for more information or offers for cooperation in other languages. Goodbye.
Goodbye.